So, survival tip. May seem a little bit silly, but learn how to fish. There's a lot to fishing that is far easier to learn with a nice rod and a reel. Learn how to cast, how a line's going to throw, work out, where you should be fishing. For instance, I'm going to just check that. Learning that pulling very lightly on the line and very gently, you can feel if there's a fish biting on the end. Just by holding this line, just like that, if there's a fish nibbling on that bait, I can feel it. As opposed to leaving it like this, I may feel it, I may not, I may see it, I may not. The chances of striking on the fish as it bites the bait is greatly diminished if I just leave it tied up and sitting there. I also know the most likely place to fish is out near this dead log and across this rocky edge where the weed level is at a certain point, and beyond that any deeper, such as on this side of the boat, that's most likely just mud and dirt bottom on the river here. So I wouldn't fish out that side because the chance of catching anything is very slim. So I know roughly where I want to be fishing. I know the sort of fishing rig I want to use. I'm running a long shanked hook with a running sinker or two running sinkers depending on the rig, with a bait on it to get it to sit, act relatively naturally in the water. The sinkers will sit still, the line will move through as the fish takes the bait. There's no real weight on the bait. It will move freely and allow the fish to bite it. Knowing that kind of stuff now means that if something happens and I'm stuck up there and all I've got is my bag with my emergency fishing kit in it, with a couple of sinkers and a couple of hooks and a bit of line, I know the principle behind how to fish and I can adapt the gear I've got to go fishing. If the first time you use a fishing setup is in a survival situation, you're almost guaranteed to catch nothing. You might get lucky and that'd be great, but while you can learn in an easy environment like this, why not? Why not get out and have some fun, enjoy fishing, learn how to fish, learn how to process a fish, learn how to fillet it, how to debone it, scale it, how to cook it. All of those skills are going to be much easier while you've got access to all the gear, so that you know the principle, you know the idea you're trying to achieve if you've got to do it with less than ideal tools and equipment. So just a little tip for you. Learn to fish. Who knows? It might be something that you're going to need. It may just be a great hobby that you get addicted to. Either way, better to learn now. With that being said, time for me to go bush, or at the very least, up the river a little bit, because there's not much biting just here.